friends, welcome to another video. It's Rachel here, and today I'm doing part 3 of this mini album that I've been working through. It is quite the album, but it has been so much fun to make. So if you're new around here, welcome. I'm Rachel, and yeah, you can catch up on the other videos of this album in this playlist. And yeah, we're just going to continue today, so let's do that. And if you don't know, I made this album at a crop event, and I kind of wanted to, I don't know, make it more Maggie Holmes-ish. I wanted to kind of replace some of the papers and some of the designs with more of the Maggie Holmes Round Trip collection. But these two collections go pretty well together, so I'm just using the base of this album, but I'm really basing it around the Maggie Holmes collection because I love this collection. I think it's so cute and so fun. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's my little intro here. So we're using the base of this, so I don't really have instructions on how to make the album itself, but I hope you'll have fun watching the process of embellishing it, because for me, that's my favorite part, is all of the embellishing and the fun parts. So let's get to that. This is an album of Cheryl and I when she came to visit me here in Canada, and the first weekend we were in Toronto, so that's what these couple of pages are that I've been working through. Yeah, I don't know, I guess we took a lot of pictures there or something, because a lot of this album is of Toronto, but we had a really good time, and we went up the CN Tower, so that's what a lot of these photos are. So I'm going to put this little photo of myself, and going to put it up on some foam. Gonna put this flag up on some foam, and I put that little flower there that's really cute to kind of, I don't know, put shape around this photo. And yeah, I love this collection. It's available at Scrapbook Nerd if you want to check it out, and I'm sure a lot of you have it or are missing some pieces maybe, so go check out the website, see if they have anything that you might be missing, because it's such a fun collection. And I've used it for non-travel things as well. Of course, there are a lot of travel images like airplanes and binoculars and suitcases and things like that, but there are also things that you can use for non-traveling, like these cute little butterflies and the sayings and the florals, the classic Maggie Holmes florals. So you can have a lot of fun with that. So, yeah, we went up the CN Tower, which I'd never done before, even though I live an hour away from Toronto. I've never gone up the CN Tower before, but it was really cool. I loved it. And yeah, I mean, it was really crowded. If it weren't so crowded, I probably could have stayed up there for longer, but it was crowded and like really overwhelming with all of the people that were there stuffed in there. But it was still a lot of fun. Yeah, so here I am just embellishing the different clusters in the bottom left and the top right hand corners. And I don't go too crazy with it, but I do add a little bit, I don't know, just to make your eye flow from the top to the bottom of the page. Just trying out a few different embellishments here. I was going to add a second butterfly, but it just didn't fit in right. So I have a bunch of stuff here. I have the chipboard, the cardstock stickers, the sticker sheet, the sticker book, which has both cardstock and clear stickers in it. Then I have the puffy stickers. I think there's like 2 or 3 ephemera packs, and I have those. And the enamel dots and shapes as well. I'm using the Liquitex gold paint. I forget the exact name, but it's like a gold paint to do some paint splatters. And I just have a little bottle of water that I have near my table. And I just watered it down a bit. So I will show you close-ups of it at the end a little bit slower, so you will get to see everything. Just give me a few moments to finish it all. And it kind of looked like I didn't let it dry in between, but I did. There was a cut there, even though it didn't really look like there was much of a cut, but I did let it dry in between. Yeah, so now I'm embellishing this page of a picture of Cheryl and I up at the CN Tower with the view behind us, and I'm using this little map. It's like a little vellum map to layer behind the photo. And I don't know, I was just feeling glue today for some reason. Usually I use like a tape, but for some reason I was feeling glue, so that's what I did. I love this glue. It's the Nuvo glue from Scrapbook Nerd, and I love it. It works really well. I recommend, and I think this is for most glues, to have like a little needle or something handy every once in a while if you forget to put the cap on and it dries a bit, because that's what happened to me, and it's happened to me with every single glue, and I've never been able to like recover it, but now it's an easy recovery. If you forget to put the cap back on, that can sometimes happen. I think that's for any glue, but when it's working fine, it works great. Really nice glue, and of course dries clear, like as you would expect. Yeah, so I'm embellishing this page here. You can see I put some things up on foam. I'm trying not to make this album too dimensional, but it's getting pretty dimensional. But that's okay. It is what it is. It's all good. I think it's going to be a pretty big album, so I'll have to be careful when I get to the end. I think it'll be pretty chunky. That always happens with my December dailies, though. With my December dailies, they always get so chunky. I remember last year's, I think it was last year, the year before, it was so chunky. So I don't know, I gotta figure out a good method because I want to document the memories, but we don't need too much. I like it chunky, but I don't need it to be overflowing, you know? Like, it needs to like close somewhat. But last year's did not really close. So I guess I just have to be more careful this year and not do it too chunky. I have no idea what kind of December daily I'll do this year. I haven't really thought about it, and I know it seems early, but like December daily starts on the 1st of December, obviously, and so you have to have your products and start by November, but if they take a couple weeks to like ship to you, then you have to order them by October, which I know it's not even close to October right now, but it's good to start thinking about it because you want to start thinking about what products you're going to want to get. You want to think about like what kind of album you want to do. Are you going to do 12 by 12, 6 by 8? Are you going to make your own album? Are you going to do a folio? Are you going to do a shaped album? Are you going to do a traveler's notebook? There's so many options. And so yeah, you kind of got to start thinking about it early enough to make sure you get everything you want and start planning it out. Especially because I'm the type that likes to be prepared for December daily. Like, I am the type to keep up almost every day or every 2 to 3 days. Like, I'm usually not very far behind because I like to make sure I'm keeping up. So in advance, I do prepare a lot. Most years I've done a 6 by 8 album, so I like to have all of my cut aparts and like journaling cards all cut up and ready to go and all of that stuff. So, yeah, so anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent about December daily, but I'm starting to think about it. I am starting to think about it and just want to make sure I am prepared. Because I hear about a lot of people who never finish their December daily and then they start the next year's December daily without finishing the year before. And I never want to get into the place where I'm that far behind, because with my regular scrapbooking, I'm a year behind and that drives me crazy. I hate being so far behind. So at least with my December daily, I can be caught up because it's like basically an isolated December project. That's really all I'm doing in December, because if I'm sending Happy Mail, if I have swaps, I'm sending it before December. So when December comes, I am just fully focused on December daily, and it's so much fun. Anyway, back to the page here. We have a little flip up, and like I kind of said in the beginning, I'm trying to switch out the papers here. Not that I don't like the ones that were here, but I really want this, I don't know. I just like the vibes of Maggie Holmes' collection, and so that's what I want this album to be themed around. And so I kind of, in the last video, I did this where I like put on a piece of paper really wonky, and it kind of looked like you just dropped the papers on there, and it's how they landed. I love scrapbooking and making albums like that. So that's what I kind of did with these two papers. I think one of them was 4 by 4, and the other was maybe 5 by 5 or something like that, give or take. And then I sewed around them to give them a little border. Sorry if it sounds a little choppy. I had to just step away for a minute, but I'm back. You wouldn't have noticed, but just in case the audio is weird for a second. But yes, back to this spread. I decided to go with this big chipboard titled Explore because I like how you could see it whether the flap was up or not. So that's what I decided to go with. I was trying to do some layers above the picture. Once I flip it down, you'll be able to see again, but above the picture a bit to cover some of those papers. But then I thought about it that the pink that's in those papers looks great with the pink that's in the Maggie Holmes collection, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, I'm trying to get things to be peeking out from behind the photo so that you can still see them when the flap is down. And I did trim this picture a little bit, and I use this really lovely white and pink paper. It's like outlines of like different monuments and things around the world. Thought it was a fun paper, and I don't think there's a CN Tower in it, but I think it can still kind of go with the vibes. So yeah, this is what I'm trying to figure out next. And you can see a lot of these pages are pretty simple, but I think that's okay. I don't think we have to go crazy on every single project. I still think this looks really, really nice. Yeah, I'm still so happy with how it turned out, even though like I would consider this pretty simple. This is kind of a funny picture. There's a little bit of a funny story behind that. So when we were up on like the deck of the CN Tower, like it's like an enclosed deck, not like just like an open deck, obviously. But when we were up there, it was so funny because, so this was in May of 2022. So Canada was still being careful, but like there weren't as many restrictions as there were in previous months. But when we were up on the like observation deck or whatever, there were signs everywhere saying like stay 6 feet apart or 2 meters apart. Yeah, and like social distance and stuff like that. And then when they put you in the elevator to take you up and down the CN Tower, they would pack you in, like breathing on each other. And so this is a funny picture of Cheryl just stuffed in the CN Tower, and we got separated because there were so many people just stuffed in there, and they just like everyone kept moving back kind of thing to fit more people because they kept putting more people in, and she's rolling her eyes because it's just like they're just people like right like touching you, so it was just like the whole thing was just so funny that like they wanted you to stay 6 feet apart, except when you're in the elevator they're going to stuff you in for the couple minutes that you're going down that elevator. So yeah, it was just a funny picture of her like rolling her eyes because we were so stuffed in there beside other people, and it was terrible. Yeah, so lots of fun memories, and yeah, so many things we did in that week. It was so great. And the weather, it was so warm. May is usually really unpredictable here. We usually get a lot of rain in May, but the week she was here, it was almost too warm. Like, it was so nice. So that worked out really well. Just spending time outside in the sun, and yeah, so that was really great because it could have been worse. We did have one day with rain where we had to postpone kayaking one time. But that gave me the opportunity to nap because I was so tired from driving and thinking and navigating and just making sure everything was okay, that I was just so tired. So yeah, it did end up raining that night, but we got to go kayaking the next day, so it all worked out, and it was a really beautiful kayak too. It was really fun. And that's actually when we went live on our Instagrams. We went live while on the kayaks on each of our Instagrams. I think it's saved on both of our profiles. Anyway, that is it for this video, but stay tuned for more. There's going to be more. I need to get this album done. Y'all are going to keep me accountable. I'm going to have all the links down below for Scrapbook Nerd and where to buy these products. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun making this, and there's still so much more to go. So thank y'all for being here, and have a lovely day. And, oh yes, I wanted to show you how chunky it was getting. Anyway, we'll talk soon. Bye.